Welcome back to Court TV Live, the United States versus Sean Diddy Combs. It's a massive trial taking place, of course, in New York in federal court. There are no cameras there. Sean Diddy Combs is accused of turning his hip-hop conglomerate into a racketeering enterprise that forced women to satisfy his sexual desires for 2 decades. And his girlfriend, the key main witness here in this case, R&B singer Cassie Ventura, has just taken the witness stand. There are no cameras, but we have our Kelly Craftman. We have our team in place, so we're getting basically almost real-time updates. And this is a big day, Kelly. Good morning to you. She's on the stand. Fill us in what we know and how is it going so far? The slow process of obviously introducing her to the jury and getting this jury up to speed on this strange life that they were all leading.
Well, hi there, Ted. So as Cassie Ventura, this is the government star witness, was walking to the stand, she's very pregnant. She's 8.5 months pregnant. The jury was seated. She made her way to the stand. She's wearing a very tight, form-fitting dress. So there's no hiding how pregnant that she is. Defense counsel had made an argument to the judge outside the presence of the jury, hoping that she already could be seated. She could be seated inside that jury box so the jurors would not see just how pregnant she was. The judge did not agree with that and instead everyone saw Cassie Ventura make her way to the stand. So how did this examination, the direct examination, begin? So the government was asking her about the relationship, her relationship with Sean Diddy Combs. They were in a relationship for more than 10 years. Now, keep in mind, he was nearly 2 decades older than her when they met and they began their relationship. And she talked about how there were good times in the beginning, that things were really good. But right away, the government got into questioning her about the bad times, asking her if there were bad times as well. And that's when she began to talk about the physical abuse, the injuries that she would suffer from. For instance, a busted lip. We have a little bit of that testimony for you that we can put up on the screen. So she testified that the arguments would often end in physical abuse, that he would knock me over, drag me, kick me, stomp me in the head if I was down. Also, she said that Combs introduced her to freak-offs in the first year of the relationship. We also have some other things that we can put up for you, Ted, in regard to what she was saying. She said it got to a point where I just didn't feel like I had much of a choice. I didn't really know what could happen, what could be, or what no could turn into when she would say no. And I just didn't feel like I had much say in it at the time, being really super young, naive, total people pleaser. So that's exactly the difference in arguments, Ted, in this trial. You had defense counsel yesterday talking about the fact that Cassie Ventura and the other woman that the government is going to bring forth as a witness by the name of Jane, they were grown, strong, capable women. They could say no. They could say, I don't want to participate in this, but the government is arguing just as what Cassie was talking about there, that I was young, I was naive, I was easily influenced, I was a people pleaser. So how the jury is going to interpret that, it's going to be interesting to see. But it was impactful when she made her way to that jury box and the jurors were able to see her, again, 8.5 months pregnant, make her way to that jury box and begin the questioning. And of course, one of the big things that's going to take place is, will the media, will the public be able to see the video of those freak-offs? During opening arguments yesterday, the government did say that they are going to be playing video of these freak-offs. These are these sexual encounters that took place between Cassie Ventura and other men, male escorts that they would hire, as well as Sean Diddy Combs. The government is saying that they don't want the media to be able to see it. Only the jurors. Defense counsel doesn't seem to have a problem with it if the media is able to see it. So we'll have to see what happens in that regard. Said the judge has said that he is going to take that under advisement.
Interesting. I mean, the one thing, Kelly, yesterday the jury has now seen the video of Cassie and at the Marriott introduced through the officer or the security guard. It gives her instant credibility in terms of jurors aren't going to be sitting there thinking, oh, I don't believe that he physically touched her, because they've seen video of it. And talk about the importance of that for the government's case.
Ted, that's an excellent point, because so what defense counsel is saying, take a look at these videos. We don't deny it. We don't deny that this was domestic abuse, that there was domestic violence taking place here. We do not condone those actions. But that's not what he's charged with. He's not charged with domestic violence here. Take a look at all these other charges. Why didn't they charge him with domestic violence? So they're owning it. They even said that, Ted. The defense counsel said that. We own this. But yes, as that video played for the jury, it's impactful. You see him stomping, kicking, and dragging Cassie inside that lobby of the elevator bank of the Intercontinental Hotel. This took place in Los Angeles, California. So that was played. And when people are watching it, you can tell some people inside the courtroom, they put down their head because it is hard to watch.
Yeah, and now her dissertation on the stand of the specifics of being the victim of that has a lot of impact. It sure does. And again, this is the biggest witness for the government, you could argue, and for the defense. Kelly, we'll check in with you next hour as well, and more updates from what Cassie Ventura says on the stand. Of course, there are no cameras, it's federal court, but we've got Kelly, which is just as good. Josh Schiffer's with us still. Josh, I want to pick up where Kelly was talking about Cassie. Here's a bit more out of the courtroom today. These are quotes, not the official transcripts, but basically what she has said this morning to this jury, talking about Combs. He called most of the shots, well, all of the shots is what she said, and I had a new record. I would play it for him. He chose what was next for me, basically controlling her career, her daily life, what she wore, how she acted, all of that. The defense in this case, Josh, is making the argument, they did it in the opening, Tenny Garagos, who, if you didn't know, is Mark Garagos' daughter, and he'll be in the courtroom out in Los Angeles for Menendez today. They basically, she said in her opening, Josh, there's a name in criminal law for the violence that we hear about and we will see in this trial, and it's called domestic violence. It's called assault. Domestic violence is a very serious matter, but that's not why we're here, basically. And is this case being charged correctly? What we see on this video is past the statute of limitations, Josh, out in California. Is the government reaching because the public saw this video and was universally disgusted, and here we are?
That's the triangulation that the defense is specifically setting up. They've taken the undeniably horrific facts of this videotape, a videotape that for years was hidden. It took a lot of work for some investigators in the media to get this video released in the first place because it had been buried. And only when this videotape came out did the investigation really bloom, because it was undeniable that what people are seeing on these stills is domestic violence. And we all agree domestic violence is a scourge. It is wrong. It is criminal. It is a societal ill. And there's no question about that. But those charges were never brought, as the defense points out. Instead, the defense is going to lean heavily into the idea of selective prosecution, holding out Mr. Combs as an example, trying to cleave Mr. Holmes off as someone who should face the severe justice that only the federal government can bring in a prosecution. And bringing that prosecution is wrong for one reason or another and shouldn't happen for one reason or another. That's kind of what the defense is going to tell the jury. Meanwhile, the government has overwhelming evidence that, yeah, there was a lot of violence. There was a lot of stuff that went involved in hiding this violence, in trying to downplay. There were efforts made by multiple people to ensure that Mr. Combs was thoroughly protected in the media, that his business interests were protected. And that's all very reasonable stuff, unless it's part of a continuing conspiracy to hide evidence, to hide crimes, to do something criminal. And it's this existential battle because the jury's not going to be asked, was there violence?
Right.
The jury's going to be asked about the racketeering, the money, the conspiracy. And that's where the crime is.
And alleged crime, yeah, because it'll be done. It'll be You know, the feds win every time, most of the time. I don't know about this one. This is gonna be this is gonna be down to the wire because of the charges not necessarily meeting the disgustingness of the behavior